Hello everyone, hope all of you are very well. Today I am going to discuss the question answer of the Civics Class 6, Chapter 6, Rural Administration. So it's a very interesting chapter. You will know about very grassroots level administration here. Before I start the question answer discussion, uh, civics is the understanding of the concept. So learn very well, and there are lots of questions coming from your textbook, so read it very carefully. They're not such a questions like what is that, what is this. This is totally depends on the understanding of the concept, so learn again and again. And don't be confused, there are lots of MCQs, so remember or highlight each and everything whatever you think. So before I start, the first thing here you can see the starting of the chapter and the blue lines, that is there are more than 6 lakh villages in India, and taking care of their needs for water, electricity, road connection is not a small task. In addition to these, land records have to be maintained and conflicts too need to be dealt with. A large machinery is in place to deal with all this. So why I'm telling you this line? Because sometimes we forget to read the starting. We always consider it below. But what is the main topic of the chapter? It is here. And here you can get a very interesting or basic questions. That is the country, the big country like India. Why we need to maintain the administration in the rural level. Okay. So again, I will say the questions like a country like India, why we need to maintain the administration in the rural grassroots level. Okay. So remember, you will find the answer here below. Here you can get that there are more than 6 lakhs village taking care of their needs and the remaining the small task. In addition, land records to maintain the conflicts and everything. That's why we need administration at the rural level. This is your answer. Now let's start with the below. Here from the very first question comes like, what is band? See, here you can see your answer. That is the land which is separated from his by a small boundary called a band. So that is a land which is separated from one land to another land is called by a small boundary is called a band. So what is band? It's a very basic question for MCQ, for very short answer type questions. You will get that. And now read the story very carefully. Who is Mohan? Who is Raghu? And then whose land, whose takeover, everything. And see here, what is the profession of uncles, right? Raghu's uncle. What is the profession of Raghu's uncle? Here you can see that Raghu's, Raghu's uncle is a sarpanch of the village. See, his uncle was also the sarpanch of the village. It's a important or tricky questions for MCQ, that what is the profession of Raghu's uncle? Here is your answer. Okay. So read it very carefully. The small about relationships, you will get MCQ from this. Let's move to the next chapter, that is the area of police station. So here you can see that after the dispute they went to the police station and what happened there. See, here is your questions. Can we go to the any police stations and report cases? Why or why not? So if there is a need of a particular police station of that area, that we can't go to the different place and lodge a complaint there. It's not like that. But every police station has an area that comes under its control. So all person in that area can report cases or inform the police about any theft. So if we get the questions that can we go to any police station and report cases, the answer is like that, no, we can't go to the any police stations and to report cases. And the next question is why? Because every police station has an area. Here is your answer. Every police station has an area that comes under its control, and all person in that area can report cases or inform the police about any theft like accident, injury, fight, etc. It is the responsibility of the police of that station to inquire, to investigate and take action on the cases within its area. Up to this, like from every to the end area is your answer. Then why we can't go to any police stations. Okay, and then here is the questions, that is the full form of station house officer. Always remember what is the full form of SHO. Always remember to write in the capital letter of the first word, like station S, house H, and officer O. So this is the questions. There are not so much question in this chapter, but it's a very interesting one you will learn. So let's read it and let's move to the next page where we can get that in the maintenance of land records. Here is like who are the patwaris. So who are the patwaris? So here is your answer. Who was the patwaris? Measuring land and keeping land record is the main work of the patwari. And patwari is known by the different names in different states. In some villages, such officers are called lekpal or kanungo or karmachari or village officer. So we will refer to this officer as patwari. Okay. So who is patwari? Now patwari maintain the updates the records of the village. So remember one thing, you can get the questions like is patwari or lekpal or kanungo is the same person, or whenever you write a answer of the question that is the work of the patwaris, it is below the next, then you can get a questions like that, is the same work done by the lekpal, is the same work done by the kanungo or karmachari or village officer. So the main question is patwari or this lekpal, kanungo, karmachari, village officers, this person are the same person? So whenever you write the answer who are patwaris, always mention that these are the same person. Don't forget to write their names. That is the different states have different names. Okay. So who are the patwaris? The patwaris who maintains and updates the records of the land records of the village. That is the patwaris. And the patwaris is known by different names in different states. In some villages, officers like Pal, Kanungo, Kamchari, etc. This is your complete answer. Then what are the works of patwari? Here you can see the work of patwari. I can write it pointwise. You find it in many websites, but read it very carefully. You can read the main things, like patwari usually has the ways of measuring agricultural fields. So first point is like to measuring agricultural fields. Okay, so you don't need to write the story below this. The point one, the work of patwaris are as follows. Like point one, the patwari usually has ways of measuring agricultural fields. And then again, the patwari is also responsible for organizing and collection of land revenue from the farmers and providing information to the government about the crops grown in this area. And this is done from the records that they are kept, and that is why it's important for the patwari to regularly update this. So from this paragraph you get a 2 point, that is the work of patwaris. First point is above, and here the second point is the patwari is also responsible for organizing and collection of land revenue from the farmers. And the third point is they are providing information to the government about the crops grown in this area, and this is done from the records that they are kept. Okay, so this is the third point. The work of patwaris is a very important question from this chapter. And here is the fourth one, the Khasra record of the Patwari gives you information regarding the map given below. You don't need to write, they maintain the Khasra of a land. Okay, they maintain the Khasra of a land. Next, move to the next page. Here this, keeping track of all this is the work of the revenue department of the government. Senior people in this department supervise the Patwari work. So number 4 was the Khasra record, and number 4 was the keeping track of all the work of the revenue department of the government. Okay, and now next come to the Tehsildar or Tehsil. And then what do you mean by Tehsil? Here you can get, that is, all states in India are divided into districts, and for managing matters relating to land, these districts are further subdivided, and these subdivision of a districts are known by different names such as Tehsil and Taluka, etc. So instead of Tehsil, you can get the Taluka also. What do you mean by Taluka? Don't be confused. Always remember that Taluka and Tehsil both are the same term. And whenever you need what do you mean by Tehsil, you have to write the complete. Like from all the states to the Taluka. It's your complete answer. And who is the head of the Tehsil? And who is the Tehsildar? So it's a very and confusing questions for MCQs. So always, who is head of the Tehsil, who is Tehsildar, and what is the role of the Tehsildar? Here you can get the answer that what is the role of the Tehsildar. See, first one, they have to hear the disputes. Second one, they also supervise the work of the patwaris and ensure that records are probably kept and land revenue is collected. Third, they make sure that the farmers can easily obtain a copy of their record and the students can obtain their caste certificates. And fourth, the Tehsildar office where land disputes are also heard. So they also heard about the land dispute. Okay, this is the work of Tehsildar or the role of Tehsildar. Okay, and the next is here in the side box. You can get, that is, farmers often record a copy of their land record together with a map. Here you can get the questions like, which kinds of documents are required by the farmer to claim his property, and why is it important? Is this easily available? Is this information easily available? Once again, I read the question, the entire box, you can get your all answer, why they need to point wise, it was written below. So again, I read the questions. Which kinds of documents are required by the farmer to claim his property? And why is it important? And is this easily available? You can get your complete answer. See, here it is written by point wise. You can get it. Okay, then moves to the next chapter, that is the Hindu Succession Act, Amendment Act, or a new law. So it's a very common law nowadays. Now, what is the new law of Hindu Succession Act? This is the main question. And how is it different from the old one? This is a long answer type question. So here you have to maintain first what is Hindu Succession Amendment Act. And next you have to mention that how it is different from the old one. As you all know, because the girls or women did not get a share in the family's property. So how it is different from the old one? Earlier they were not get any share, and now in the new formation of act, a new law, they had their sharing of lands. So that is the difference. So read it very carefully. It's a very easy chapter. Very few questions are there, but as well as it's a very important chapter. If you need anything more, you can write in the comment box below. Always study the exercise questions. Read the story carefully for your MCQ. Check the succession spelling and check the other spelling also, whatever you find it hard to remember. Make your own notes. And finally, If you think this video is useful, like, share and subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you everyone.